Hello and welcome. So this is my new toy. You may not recognise it from the back, but it's a Suzuki GSXR750. Anyway, let's make our way through the village and the joys of living in the Cotswolds. There you go, horse. Your lots of obstacles. So, since you watched me before, you know I've got a Yamaha RD500LC, so I'm beginning to get a bit of a collection of the old 1980s sports bikes. Anyway, this one is the GSXR-F, so it's the original version, 1985. Often known as the Slabside or Slabby, due to the flat, uncurving body. Widely considered the first uncompromising four-stroke race replica on the street. The bike was originally unveiled late 1984 Cologne Motorcycle Show and completely revolutionised the superbike industry by adopting a new design philosophy: weight, the ultimate enemy. So combining 100 horsepower dry weight of 176 kilos, Suzuki built a machine much lighter than contemporary 600 bikes of the day, and as powerful as 1000cc bikes. You can see where this is going. So obviously it's the birth of the superbike as we know it. So effectively, all you guys riding the new superbikes, this was where it started. So a few technical bits and pieces about one of these bikes, just so you're up to speed. So for Suzuki to achieve what they did, they kind of threw away the main rule book and started from scratch. So you'll see on some of these bikes, advanced cooling system. It simply means it's oil cooled rather than water cooled. Water cooling, whilst being more efficient, it's heavier, and obviously their idea of keeping the weight down, that's where they came in with this idea. The other thing, obviously it sounds stupid in today's terms, but aluminium. Full aluminium frame. Box section, another steel cradle, like the Yamaha RD500LC that I've got, which is basically a steel frame painted silver to look like aluminium. The only aluminium bit on it is the swinging arm. Okay. Well, we're on the subject of swinging arms. This is the F version, so it's the very first one that Suzuki launched in the UK. The vehicle has the shorter swinging arm. The idea was it would allow the bike to turn quicker into corners. However, the downside of that was it became slightly more unstable when you are at high speeds. Back in the day, Suzuki were not overly concerned about rider safety. It wasn't their priority. What was the priority was speed. That was clearly demonstrated in the Suzuki RG500 Gamma. Obviously technically faster than my Yamaha, but they had to put out everything they possibly could to beat the Yam, and consequently made it very difficult to ride. It's even worse than the RD. What Suzuki were trying to do was to bring a true DNA endurance racing machine to the street. It featured direct dual headlights, fairing clocks, mounted foam, damper vibrators, race type fruit fuel cap to make it sound and feel just like a proper endurance racer. It went to 18-inch wheels rather than the 17, which was quite popular back in the 80s. Obviously the RD has a 16-inch front wheel, which makes it very skittish on the front. But this bike, like so many of the sports bikes of its era, was really following the race it over the weekend, buy it on Monday. That was the whole philosophy. Speed was king, high performance, and a great fun to ride, as you can see me riding this little thing. In Suzuki's thirst to find a sports performance bike, they pulled out all the stops, fitting on these flat sliding carburetors, 29mm Mikuni flat side. Very uncommon in the day, but obviously it helped getting that raw crack power, especially at low revs. Comes on almost like a two-stroke. One concession Suzuki did make was the front forks. They've got a diameter of 41mm. They've also got positive damping force anti-dive system. Again, quite revolutionary in the 80s. Unlike again the modern bikes, with all the management and anti-skid and anti-lock and anti-wheelie, these are literally fly-by-wire. You open the throttle, hang on, and it's a skill of the rider to make sure you don't go and have fun and games. One last little bit before I just shut up and let you enjoy the sheer thrill of one of these bikes. They did make a very limited range of these bikes back in 1986-85 that had a dry clutch. The idea was that this would allow you to change gear more rapidly, put more power down, and obviously was designed mainly for the racetrack, so they're very rare. Anyway, hope you enjoyed all that and the information was useful. I will say thank you very much for watching, and keep your eye out. I'll do another video at some point. Thank you.